Friends, hello, welcome back. Hopefully everybody's day's been going well. We have quite the challenge on hand here today. We have good friend Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers, but he's gonna be good friend Connor McDavid of the Boston Bruins, of the Anaheim Ducks, of the Chicago Blackhawks, of the Detroit Red Wings, of the every single team in the league. We are gonna try to get Connor McDavid a point on every single team in one season. Is it possible? We will see. We have a trade deadline to fight. First and foremost, though, we do have to make sure the 95 overall. Is he 95 all year? Sometimes I think he was 94. He's 95, I guess. 96 used to be 96, maybe back in the day. Why am I thinking 95 just looks different? It's been a while since we did a McDavid video. Maybe that's why. We haven't really thought about what McDavid's overall has been in a while. Nice to get him back in one, though. When you got a guy with the skill set and talent as Connor McDavid, you got to get him in some more videos. So this is going to be the challenge of the day. Connor McDavid, get him a point on every single team. Can we do it? Starting with Edmonton here. And hopefully as quickly as possible. We'll try to go in alphabetical order after Edmonton. It's still going to be difficult because, like we said, we have to get 30 teams, well, roughly 50-60 games. So he's really just got to be close to a point per game player here to make it happen. So we're one game into the season, just to kind of get you an idea of what we're doing here. Once we get past that, we will continue on to we'll try to do it a little bit quicker, edit it out, but just to give you an idea what we're doing here with McDavid, we're going to make sure he gets a point. Once he gets a point, he's getting traded. So game number one, he's the only guy to get a point on the team. Him and Yamamoto. Why could I not say his name right properly there? Raking in the assist on that goal. Edmonton's good though, so that means we can go on over to the roster. Trade players right there, right at the top, fella, right at the top. Trade players. How do you miss that? And he's going to the Anaheim Ducks. Anaheim's gonna love this. They're gonna love this trade a lot until they find out a day later they have to ship him out the door here. Oh, we don't have draft picks, do we? No, we don't. Okay, no draft picks for these guys, so we'll just go worst. Whoa, really? Ryan Kessler's got the worst trade value on whatever that team is, Anaheim? I would have not guessed that. He was a solid player for them for quite a while. Now he's got no trade value. So Anaheim is the newest owner of Connor McDavid, and again, assistant GMs both fix the rosters there for us. We will go to the Anaheim Ducks, and we will sim up a game here to make sure McDavid, who will lead this team in points by the looks of it. Will they update that though? I didn't really think that one through. They probably won't update that, will they? Because he's on a different team every time. Even if he gets traded, well, he should show up as a point leader still, right? They're going to lose that game. Can Anaheim take care of business though with McDavid? Raquel dropping 3 points. Apparently not. Apparently not, because there is no... Did we trade Draisaitl instead of McDavid and just completely missed that? I can imagine you guys screaming at the screens right now, but we fixed it. We're back to McDavid. Problem though, it took McDavid 3 games to get a point when we restarted. So now we're 3 games deep. A little bit more of a challenge here with McDavid. Still going to do Kessler. You know what the problem was is they both had that maxed out trade value. So it made it so much like, oh, let's just click on the maxed out guy. But, Draisaitl been killing it these last couple of seasons now. Rightfully so, having that maxed out trade value. But, oh, that is not the right team. We're going to go back to, not October. We have to go back to the Anaheim Ducks here at the top. And they do have back-to-back games. Thankfully, that's good. That's what I'm hoping for, is we get a lot of back-to-back games. The only way we're going to be able to do this properly is going in alphabetical order. I will completely skip a team. Otherwise, we would go by the team that just plays the next day. So we're going to have that challenge to work with. There is a 4-3 loss by Anaheim, so that should be... enough goals though where McDavid could have got a point. As long as he does get a point, we can continue on here. McDavid did get a point. So he now has a point on both teams. He has 2 points. We'll continue down this list. We'll try to go, 6-7 teams in, give you guys an update and come back here. All right, we are down to Columbus. And McDavid, this is the first team that's giving him a problem. They got shut out last game. He's had a point on every single team up until Columbus. And now McDavid is finding himself in a little bit of a predicament here. Thankfully, back-to-back games. Back-to-back games, but McDavid again, no points again. This time with the Blue Jackets for a 2nd straight game. Mickey D's cannot get a point with the Columbus Blue Jackets, and this is where things are going to get difficult for. They actually play in 3 days. I'd say there's 2 things that's going to be a problem for us. 1, if he doesn't get points, and 2, a team schedule. If a team schedule is, they have like 5 days off, and we have to eat those 5 days with McDavid on that team, that could hurt us a little bit there. This is 3 goals there. Did McDavid finally get a point with the Blue Jackets is the question. Yes, he got 2 points. All right, so we'll show you guys his McDavid stats here real quick. Give you a quick update on where he's been pretty much everywhere. There he is. Finally 2 points with the Blue Jackets. A point on every team. A minus Only a minus on 2 teams, Edmonton and Columbus so far. Oh, and Anaheim, I guess. Anaheim, the 3 teams. Oh, not Anaheim. He was only on Anaheim for 1 game played? That's not true. Oh, yeah, it is. Right. Because he played on Anaheim, or he played Edmonton 3 games, then he had to go to Anaheim for 1 game. That makes sense. All right. McDavid still doing pretty well here. Just picked up his point for the New Jersey Devils. It was Nashville that he had to play a couple games and to get a point. But besides that, Nashville, LA, and the Blue Jackets, and obviously Edmonton, his problem so far. But really, he's got plenty of time, I think. Here, we'll take a look here. How many? 26 games played. And we are in close to the month of December, which should mean we have plenty of time for McDavid to get these in. Oh, we're December 1 on the dot actually right now. So McDavid's he's got to be careful still. You still have 10, 12 teams left. You get into December and January where the games spread out a little bit more for some teams. Thankfully, you got the Islanders who play the Detroit Red Wings right away here. And, you know, in a back-to-back where McDavid can go out there and get those points again. And he did just do that. So we're heading into the home stretch here. McDavid point on just about every single team. Interestingly enough, the team he's had the most difficulties with is the reigning Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues. It took this guy 5 games. It was just a rough patch. St. Louis and Pittsburgh were both tough on this guy. It took him 2 games in Pittsburgh as well, put McDavid and Malkin. Who knows, you know, where he was sliding in on that team. That would have been an interesting combination. St. Louis, though, 5 games it took him, and we're getting close. We have 2 teams left. And a lot of games, to say the very least, to make sure Connor McDavid gets a point in every single game. It's crazy. I guess 30 games, you know, technically he only needs a point per every single game or every other game, which is more than possible for him. But the thing you always have to worry about is you hit those stretches where you go 5 or 6 games without one. You have a game where you have like 6 points, but we haven't exactly seen that. Did we skip a team? Did we not go in order there? Oh, we missed Vegas, I guess. But we have Ovechkin, 47 points over here on the Capitals, and McDavid is going to go play with Ovi. What a story that one would be. And again, catching a big break here, getting to play the very first game, and then back-to-backs. 3 games out of 4 for these Washington Capitals are with Connor McDavid have a chance to play here. I don't think he got a point in that game either, so he's going to need more than that. When he had 46, right? Yeah, he went pointless there. Couldn't get a point playing with Ovechkin, of all players. It happens, so, you know, you go games where there's a little bit of a dry spell. They probably got shut out and even pay attention to that. They did get shut out. Beautiful. Glad we went and checked that there. We'll get Ottawa out of the way. Ottawa 2-1. They might have got shut out again. We were just talking about it. It could be easy. And McDavid, again, even with these low-scoring games here, is going to catch a break. And again, he didn't get a point because they're going to go out and play 3 games in 4 days. So even though he's going 3 games without a point, he's, you know, and he's a point per game player, he just did them all in 4 days. So it didn't even hurt him. If you would have done something like this on a stretch where they, you know, had 3 games in 2 weeks, he would be hurting very badly here. But because it was 3 games in 4 days, not so much. Did he just go another game without a point on Washington? Oh man, Ovechkin or McDavid, another team. It's the teams you least expect him to have the difficulties with that he's having the difficulties with. So all of a sudden, 3 games in 4 days, couldn't get it taken care of. He's going to have to wait to the weekend against the New Jersey Devils to see if he can get the job done here. And there's a loss in another 1-goal game. All of a sudden, McDavid wants to make this a challenge after all. Mickey D's another game without a point. And all of a sudden, what's going on? McDavid has cooled off in these last 3 or 4 teams he's played for. And we're going to see the games spread out a little bit here. If they cannot, there's a big game right there. That had to be enough one for a point for McDavid, right? Had to be. I don't know. Ovi's at 48 still. Maybe not. Maybe not. McDavid's down to a point per game. This guy's playing with Ovechkin, who's nets off back. Imagine the power play with these guys. And McDavid cannot put the puck in the back of the net right now for these guys. Another high-scoring game. That had to do it, didn't it? Had to do it. Ovi got some points there. So I'd imagine McDavid got some points as well. Yeah, he did. Finally, McDavid picking up points. 41 games played, though. We're getting closer. We have, I think, 2 teams left. 2 teams left, 3 teams left. They don't go in alphabetical order in these things here. We have Vegas left. We have Vegas and the Winnipeg Jets. All he needs to do is get a point for each of those teams. And he's, oh, John Carlson's got more trade value than Connor McDavid. News to me. Okay, then. So we'll go back down to McDavid. That's why we messed up last time, because they tied. And they just, it's probably alphabetical order. I just realized that. Draisaitl, McDavid, Carlson. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Carlson, McDavid. Whenever they have the, they go to do it. Oh, you know what it is? Why is the trade screen? And call me crazy, but I noticed that the trade screen's alphabetical order is different than the calendar screen. I noticed that for a couple of different teams. When you get into the Columbus, Colorado, Chicago area, it's a little bit different, and it's a little bit different right there in that Vegas and Winnipeg area. I think there's 52 points for McDavid, getting some more points there. So he's got one team left. McDavid gets the job done here for these Winnipeg Jets, and he will have gotten a point for every single team in one season, and he's going to do it in under 50 games played, which is very impressive to say the very least. Here we go. McDavid needs 1 point, and he needs to do it with the Winnipeg Jets, and he's got roughly, what, about a month? A month to do it. Hopefully a little over a month. We'll get the All-Star break in there, so let's see if we can do it. Yes, 3 games in 4 days. Again, catching a big break there. There's a big fat W. Does he get it done in just 1 game? Yes? Was he at 53 or 52? I can't quite remember now. We'll take a look. Let's take a look here. McDavid. Got it. Winnipeg point. Connor McDavid recording a point for every single team. Got the job done. Imagine getting Connor McDavid on every single team in 1 season. What would you do? What would you do? Would you rent? How would you be willing to take a 1-game rental any game of the season, even in a playoff game? How much would you be willing to pay to pick up McDavid for 1 game? That would be an interesting subject to say the least. But McDavid got the job done here, a point in every single team, and he ended up doing it with a plus what, 8? Was it a plus 8? 8 plus 18? 18 minutes a night. Not a lot of power play minutes on some of these teams, so he did have a a challenge to say the least for some teams, but he played well. Only a couple of teams he recorded a minus. Would be interesting to see if there's a way to get this guy a win on every single team. That'd be a new challenge right there. Get a player to win a game on every single team in 1 season. That'd be a little bit more difficult to document, though, because it's not in the stat screen if they won that game or not. Otherwise, though, guys, if you enjoyed the video, as always, a big thumbs up. Subscribe, appreciate it, never required. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you.